The Chicago Bears just realized this athletic stud. It's exactly what they need. And there was a particular player who won a lot of people over, including myself during this combine. And I think he might be exactly what the Chicago Bears need. So let's talk about it. What's up? This is Sports Talk Bears. If you like the content, join our community here. Hit the subscribe button. We're driving towards 10,000 subscribers. Would love to have you. So let's get to it. The player I'm talking about here, it's Washington wide receiver Rome Odunze. Remember something in all this noise and draft hype? Odunze, he's the one that led college football with 1,640 yards in 2023. And he's unquestionably one of the best receivers in the class. And at 6'3", a massive catch radius. What's really not to like? We, as you know, we have this number 1 and the number 9 picks in this upcoming draft. And with a player like him really looking like possibly the best option at wide receiver, it's debatable. Man, it just opens up so many more pivots attacking this draft. What it really means. We aren't only limited to making sure we get MHJ if we trade the first pick. It gives us a pivot and flexibility. Of course, MHJ is the best wideout in the draft, but we got a lot to build out here as a team, and we can certainly now consider using our number 9 pick on Rome Odunze. Whenever we trade out, or if we end up going with Caleb Williams at 1, you guys know I'm personally all for keeping Fields in all this, so save the reactionary messages. I love you guys, but it gets crazy. Some things to his benefit here outside of football, though. He's the highest rated prospect period to participate fully in the combine. And I think that's something that's important. I'm going to go to the story on bleachernation.com. As you guys know, they do great work. I want to give credit. So he's the highest rated prospect period to participate fully in the combine. That brings a single question. Why? Why fully participate when you don't have to? Who did not? Who didn't participate? No on-field work by the top quarterbacks, right? No medicals for Caleb. Oh, man. Daniels, he wouldn't even allow being weighed or measured. No drills for Brock Bowers. Neighbors and MHJ, they didn't even do the scheduled media presser. They didn't show up. Odunze was the last man standing. I don't not only admire him doing all that, he did everything he was asked, but he also didn't disappoint, and he's going to be rewarded by trusting the process and respecting the talent evaluators who showed up to see him. Let's reward him for that. I think it's going to happen. Brass tacks, how did he do? 39-inch vertical, 4.45 40. This is at 6'3" and 212 pounds. That's ridiculous. And a near perfect gauntlet drill. And the important thing here was his ability to stay almost perfectly on the line while running full speed, rapidly catching passes one after the other. I'm going to close this story down. And someone important was interviewed about this, Jerry Rice. He was interviewed at the combine and he shared the importance of this drill, the gauntlet drill, staying in line as perhaps the most important evaluator of receiver success in the NFL combine. It shows the ability to run routes with full discipline. And the thing I love, it's about a work ethic. It's about the need to just get things right and just the desire for perfection. Let me illustrate this. You guys might have heard about this by now, but you heard about his cone drill, right? He'd gotten the 4th highest score of the receiver class, a great score, but he clipped a cone when he was trying to get a better score afterwards. We have a scenario here. The stadium's almost empty and it's just Rome Odunze. At this point, on try number 6, I believe, just trying to get it perfect. And at this point, it no longer counted as an official score either. But there he was. He was out there grinding while neighbors, while MHJ, they were at home or at the hotel, whatever. I don't know what they were doing. And I'm not trashing the other guys, but this says something. I really believe it does. He legit has one of the most mature and engaging personalities in this whole draft. And just imagine a dude with this kind of work ethic outside of DJ Moore, opposite DJ Moore. It's more than this cone drill, but he just clearly loves football and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get better. Just a high character grinder. I love him. Tough, gritty, personable. And here's something. He actually catches with his hands. I'd love to have him on the Bears. And beyond this, he's extremely fluid. You could see it in the gauntlet drill in particular. Physical and fast. 6'3", great high point ability. But granted, he's not as explosive like neighbors. Let's be honest about that. Not quite as good after the catch, But Daniel Jeremiah, he comped him using Larry Fitzgerald. And I think he could be a top 10 guy in the NFL easy. I'm impressed all around. And one scout said this, and I quote, "Wow, he's a stud. The safest pick in the whole draft. I guess behind Marvin Harrison Jr., of course. But Marvin, he wouldn't have tested like Odunze did. An insanely good kid as well. So something's happening here so far. He interviewed so well, he might be unseating Neighbors as a number 2 in this draft. I like what this Yahoo story previously said. Excuse me, it was Bleacher Nation. Excuse me. This sums up my feelings on him. Remember, he was always going to be a high first rounder. He didn't have to compete at all. But the question is, once again, why did Odunze do everything when he could have easily joined Neighbors and MHJ and doing nothing? He answered it himself. So here are Rome's words. This is what it's about, saying you're the best and going and competing for it, right? I do feel that way. So, of course, it's a competition, but also all these dudes are ballers. I'm just super honored to be a part of this conversation and super grateful to be able to compete against guys like that. I'm a fan of their game as well. Rome continued. For me, this is about being able to compete against generations before, generations to come, and be able to see where I stack up against all those guys. I feel it's a one-time thing, a thing you can only do once in your life. So I just wanted to do it to the fullest. It's something I feel like I can excel at. So that's why I decided to do it. The rumor mill part of the story, and this is from Yahoo as well. One personnel man noted that he had seen USC quarterback Caleb Williams. He saw him gravitating towards Odunze on more than one occasion this week, a reality that has likely fed into some buzz over the course of the combine that's been suggested by the Chicago Bears that they could take Williams with the number 1 overall pick, then attempt to move up from their number 9 spot to pair Odunze with him. I'm just sharing that. Take from that what you will. It's a rumor mill, but flat out, Rome Odunze, he believes that flat out he's the best receiver in this draft. And I'm leaning toward how well he'll fit as a Bear. It would just be very well. It would be a great fit. Let's hear a little more from Odunze. I just think my versatility on the field, it's why I'm the best. I think I've shown all the skills that can translate to the NFL at a high level in different facets of my game. And I think who I am as a person, who I will be to a locker room, and who I will be in the community are all A+. I'm always willing to learn, always willing to understand that there's room for improvement, regardless of where I'm at in my career. Even if that point in his career is on a Saturday night at the combine, running a drill for the 5th or 6th time inside a stadium that's ready to turn out the lights, that's the kind of dude I want lining up opposite DJ Moore. That's the kind of guy that I want in my locker room. That's the kind of guy that I'm willing to spend a high pick on. And hey, if we can pair him with a huge free agent acquisition, we can get all the help that we could possibly want on the offensive line through the draft, through trading for more draft capital. Also, we have a boatload of money to spend in free agency. Let's use it on the offense. Let's also somehow find a defensive end. I think we got to sign a safety in free agency is most likely the best way to go about it. We've just got a lot of holes. We got to trade this number 1 pick. And if we trade this number 1 pick and we trade out of the realm of getting MHJ, I would be fully happy with Rome Odunze, and I think you would too. You guys let me know what you think. Bear down. It's been great walking through this offseason with you, and we'll talk soon. See ya.